Hey guys, today we're gonna do a quick video, an epic video. This is the most awesome video I'll ever record. So, we're gonna be talking about the main reason why I will never find love, as well as this might be the same reason you guys might not find love, because of various things. So, this is an issue mostly on character as well as previous treatment of yourself. If people treated you like shit growing up, you're gonna have a lesser image of yourself, which means you're gonna have a reluctance to try to go out and find love. Now, people will tell you that you have control of who you are now, but if you are so traumatized to the point where you are what you hate, if you are yourself and you hate yourself and you don't want to improve, you're kind of just you're fucking yourself. And that's the real reason why I will never actually find love, because I refuse to improve and I refuse to work on myself anymore. Because it feels like working on myself, I'm just getting worse as I'm working on myself. So I kind of went through the 5 stages of grief, kind of grieving my own you know, my own ability to find love essentially, or rather lack of. What, I had like one bad relationship experience, and what, that was enough for me to just like completely give up. So obviously I'm a weak individual when it comes to this type of shit. And maybe I'm just not meant to find love because I have a weak personality, and I don't see the like my desire to put myself out there and get potentially get hurt is lower than my complacency, on which I'm just trying to protect myself by not putting myself out there just to get rejected again. So I push others away because I'm too scared to get hurt. And that's the whole thing. It's not like some fucking like you see these doomers on YouTube playing some fucking game in the background, kind of like what I'm doing, and then talking about how everything's rigged statistically against you because, oh, you're sure, oh, you're not conventionally attractive. Sure, you could go ahead and, think that way, but statistically proven that there is 8 billion people on the earth, there is definitely someone for you. It's more of you have to actually not only put yourself out there to find them, but also be in the right place at the right time. So that's also part of it. This isn't so much of a doomer video as it's more of why you should not get into the headspace that I'm currently in, because you may still have a chance. I kind of just I gave up on it. Will I ever be ready? Will I ever get out of it? I don't know, probably. But right now I think I'm perfectly acceptable being single. It's just I had a lot of internalized. I just got fucking domed there, as you could see. That was a good shot. Um, there's just a lot of reasoning behind why I can't, or why I refuse to find a partner. These guys are yelling in my fucking ear right now in Counter Strike, so I'm going to mute the game. But um basically it's just a lot of what you could do, and a lot of why you shouldn't fall into the headspace I'm currently in, because it's very unhealthy. I kind of just, I let my depression take over. I let it consume me, and I push people away now because I just don't want to get hurt. And it's a complete choice made by me. Like I feel like the potential hurt isn't worth the risk. You know, I just don't feel like it's worth the risk for me. But I'm gonna be missing out on a lot of opportunities I could have been given, because I decide to push everyone away, and that's the reality of it. That's why you should never fall into the headspace which I'm currently in. People will sit here and probably take this as a doomer video, but no, this is more of a warning not to become what I have become. I don't know. It might be too late for me. I don't know if it is. Who cares, right? I don't care. I'm focusing on career paths and all that shit. I just don't care about relationships at this point in time. Now, will I again in the future? Maybe, who knows? I'll never get on the dating apps again. I never felt more worthless than when I was on the dating apps. Never felt more worthless. It genuinely destroys your confidence. It destroys everything that you believe about yourself. You could be a fucking 10 out of 10 man and get on the dating apps, getting ghosted and shit, and you'll instantly view yourself as a lesser. So I'm just an average looking dude, but I'm short as fuck, so that doesn't work in my favor. But I'm not gonna go ahead and say that that is the end all be all because it's not. There's people like me that are out there that are non-conventional and are progressive when it comes to their dating views. Like I said, 8.3 billion people in the world. Obviously, there's going to be someone that lines up with your ideals. That's just statistics. It would be absurd to say that everyone thinks a certain way and your height is the only limiting factor. It definitely is your mind. So I used to be very insecure about my height because, like, the thing is, like, I'm my ideal height. I know it sounds crazy, right? I'm 5'4". I like to be able to, fit through places and shit. I'm very useful when it comes to actually like climbing on things and fitting places where no one else could go, and it's very practical, and I actually enjoy it. I've always seen it as a positive. Um, but the moment I started being, criticized and thrown under the bus because of my height, that's when I started to hate myself. That's the real. I'm fucking leaving this lobby, by the way. This shit is bullshit. Getting fucking one tapped by people jumping with shotguns. It's not worth it. Um, the whole thing is, it really is just your mentality of things. It was very hard to get out of the self-hatred of because you would walk around and you would just hear people talking about, oh, it's all about height, it's all about height. You'd hear it on the street multiple times a week, bro. I'm not even exaggerating. But the thing is, you have to remember that those aren't your type of people that you're looking for. And I know it could be disheartening because we don't have, as men, we don't have a body positivity movement. So it's very easy to fall into that hole. It's very easy to fall into that hole of, oh, I'm hating myself because there is no body positivity movement for us. And, it can be rough to actually accept who you are, especially the stuff that you can't change personally. But once you do, you'll definitely hate yourself a lot less. um I'm definitely not as a part of the self-hatred anymore. I don't really have a lot of self-hatred of myself that much anymore. I don't really hate myself um anymore, thankfully, because once you get like, I almost took my life maybe like two times because of that way of thinking. And I one time I almost hung myself. The other time I threw myself in front of a car almost. It was like really bad. So if you're in that headspace and there's nothing, if you're not like looking to improve, it's basically to the point where like that shit could actually claim your life. It's really bad. And that's why communities like the black pill, or hell, even because just because of all the self-loathing, the incel community is actually horrible because it actually puts you into a headspace where it's like, I'm not good enough, I'm not anything, I'm worthless, and I need to die. And once you get into kind of like not really a self-loathing, more of a, oh, I'm just not good, I can't fit in with anyone, you're never getting out. Not until you actually start to accept the shit that you can't change. You have to go through the 5 stages of grief. I'm generalizing, obviously. This isn't going to be the same for everyone, but I'm talking about my experience. You have to go through this 5 stages of grief that, potentially, you can't control this shit, and you should not try to change yourself for other people. You need to find someone that lines up with your ideals. Now, I'm not gonna compromise. I'm a very self-respecting man, So I'm not gonna sit here and I'm not gonna compromise. I'm not gonna sell pieces of myself to essentially get into a relationship that isn't gonna work because like you have to be who you are in a relationship. They need to know all of you. And it's just not worth it anymore. It's just not worth for me to this isn't the job market where I have to actually conform to the job market to get a paycheck. I'm not gonna lie to myself for a relationship. It's just not worth it. It's not good for the person that you're trying to get with. It's not good for you because it's just you're living a lie, and that's devastating for both parties involved. Now, what could you do to improve this? Honestly, just don't fall into my way of thinking of it's over. Because statistically, I probably am one of the 25 people that will never find love, but it's also partially by choice because number one, I don't want to put the effort into it. You're gonna have to put the effort into it, and a lot of people just don't want to put the effort into it, and I'm included in that because I just don't fucking care enough to at this point. I just don't think it's worth the trade of my personal free time. I don't think it's worth the trade of getting hurt, putting myself out there just to get hurt again. And unfortunately, this is all by choice too, but also it could be a trauma response. So I don't know. It really depends on how much of it is my fault or how much of it isn't. Um, I think it's my fault to some extent, but at the same time, it's like, previous traumas has kind of conditioned me to never expose myself to be vulnerable because there's just no reason to. People will use your vulnerability to hurt you. And if you're stuck in my way of thinking, you're fucked forever. You're actually going to be alone forever. You're going to die alone until you get out of this type of I never want to put myself out here type of shit. You're fucked. And I'm saying I'm fucked technically when it comes to finding a relationship because the thing is, if I don't, want one, I'm not going to actually put myself out there to actually do the work and find one. I just don't care enough to, like I said. And that's okay. I think I'm perfectly happy the way I am right now, at least as happy as I can be in this fucking shit world. But this isn't another doomer video. This is what you should be doing as a human individual to try to find love, or of a warning to not be in my headspace because my headspace is unhealthy and it will actually limit your chances and your abilities to get out of the shit that I'm in right now because of unwillingness to change. And it's just like I said, 8 billion people. There has to be somewhere out there that has your ideals, right? That will actually share your ideals, and you just have to put yourself, not only just put yourself out there, but be at the right time, the right stage of your life, the right location, and that will drastically increase your probability of finding a partner. But the thing is, people don't like to admit this, but 25% of people never find a relationship. This is women, this is men. They never find a relationship, and that's just the truth. It just wasn't meant for you. It's just where you were. It's a bunch of factors. It's never just one factor. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. Oh, you'll definitely find one. No, there's a possibility you'll never find someone. And the thing is, the quicker you accept that, but do everything you can to get a relationship, but not make it your whole central personality, then you'll be happier. Because the moment that your relationship status is no longer your entire personality or purpose on earth, is when you become happier. Because you're not trying to find your other half, you're trying to find someone that complements your life, which means you are happy by yourself. And when you are happy by yourself, it means this isn't a requirement for you anymore. This isn't something you need to feel whole. This is just something that can help you improve your current life. And that's how it should be. The moment you stop chasing validation through external means such as relationships and start living your life is when you'll actually get better. It's when you'll actually be able to live your life the way you want. This lobby is dog shit, and I'm leaving. So with that, we're gonna end the video. Peace out. I hope you guys enjoyed this epic video. I'll see you guys in the next one with a better video.